Hi Pisces, welcome to March. This is Teresa from Tarot by T. Before I start your reading, I want to call in some good energy. So this month we have a new moon in your sign. So in your first house. And it's a beautiful new moon. It's got Venus and Neptune. So very romantic, very charming. If you're not attracting love, you will be attracting love this month. There's no way that you're not going to attract love with Venus in your first house. And Neptune, it could be very dreamy. You are just projecting this dreamy, lovey, spiritual essence this month. Now Mars moves into Gemini on the 3rd or the 4th, actually late in the day on the 3rd, and so in the 4th, most people are saying the 4th, some people say the 3rd. Mars will be moving into Gemini. We have the new moon in Pisces on the 13th. Then we have Mercury moving into Pisces. So you're getting a lot of planets. Your first house is going to be chock full of planets this month. Mercury will move into Pisces on the 16th. Then we have the equinox when Mars moves in, when the sun moves into Aries on the 20th, and then right after that Venus moves into Aries. And then we have the full moon in Libra. And that full moon has Venus and the sun coming together, which is another interesting aspect. So let's see what the cards say. We'll talk about this is going to be a month of communication with Mars being in Gemini, moving into Gemini. It's moving out of the energy of Taurus, which is slow, steady, careful, and Mars is more comfortable in Gemini. Gemini's got a quicker energy. So Mars gives you and Gemini is about communication, so Mars will give you the courage to communicate, to speak up about what you want, what you need. Alright, so what does Pisces need to know about love and relationships for the month of March 2021? What does Pisces need to know about relationships for March 2021? What does Pisces need to know about relationships for March 2021? Okay. The Devil. The Ten of Wands. The Five of Pentacles. The King of Cups, the King of Wands, the Hierophant, the Five of Wands, the Eight of Wands, the Six of Swords, the Five of Cups, and the card at the bottom of the deck is the Death card. So, okay, let's see. So that you start the month off with the Devil energy. This is a card and it's crossed by the Ten of Wands. The Devil comes up when you could be involved in a relationship where you feel it could be strong desire, strong chemistry, something like you feel someone has a hold on you and you can't break free. It could be passion. The Devil can represent passion, but also fear of being overwhelmed, fear of losing yourself in a partnership. Sometimes the Devil comes up when there's like a codependent type or an unhealthy attachment, where one person is just being overpowered by someone else. Like you're losing your identity in a relationship. You have the Ten of Wands here, so I feel like you've been struggling with this issue for a while. You could be and it could be even that you're dealing with someone who has addiction problems, or you could be addicted to someone. And if it's not a drug addiction, sometimes it just means a strong tie that you feel like I can't break free. Every time I try to break free, I get drawn back in. And I feel like you've been struggling with this for a while because you have the Ten of Wands here. This is like carrying this heavy burden. But with the Ten of Wands, you're coming to the end of the struggle. And I feel like this situation is coming to an end. You're going to be able to put that burden down. You have this Five of Pentacles here in the past. So I feel like this could have two meanings. For some of you, you could be going through a depression, feeling isolated, feeling cut off from loved ones, feeling like you're struggling financially, or because fives are instability and the pentacles are like you're not feeling secure. You're not, and pentacles can represent money or security. But you could also be helping someone out who's going through a difficult time. So either you're going through the difficult time or you're helping someone else through a difficult time. I feel that there's the Death card here, which means that I feel like a relationship may have ended, or someone had gone through, there could have been a cycle that's ending, and you have to accept that it's over. And you have to release it. The King of Cups is here, so there could be a good friend that you've been maybe talking to. Sometimes the King of Cups can have two different meanings. The positive King of Cups is someone who's like a good counselor, a good friend or a counselor. He has a healing energy around him. You can tell him anything. He could be a water sign like you, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. Someone that is calm in a crisis. When you can just tell him anything, and he has like this calming influence on you. On the other hand, he could also be someone, sometimes the king, because he's holding a cup, so he could have a drinking problem. You could be connected with someone that has some kind of either a drinking or a drug problem. And the King of Cups, when he's on the negative side, when he feels rejected, he can be kind of hostile or nasty. Then that can represent two different people. But those are the energies of the King of Cups. So one of them might be a good friend that you can just talk to, tell them anything, you feel like they're your soulmate. And the other could be someone that has some kind of an addiction problem, and you're trying to help him through a difficult time. The Death card here is telling me that someone needs to release the past. Someone needs to realize that something is over and bless it and release it, because a new cycle is coming in. I'm seeing that. But until you release the past, and it could be this king that needs to release the past. If it's not you, it could be this other person. Someone needs to realize that a certain part of their life is over. And they've come to the end of the line. And maybe they were spending too much energy on this cycle. And now it's over. And you have to just say, okay, it was once good and it was great while it lasted, but now I have to, accept the ending and release it so that I can make room for the new. I have to bless it, kiss it goodbye, because if you see, this person's he's at a grave. And he's leaving flowers on the grave. And there's a sadness about, the things that have passed on. So it could be that someone has passed on, or a relationship has ended, and maybe you just can't let go. A part of you can't let go of that life, or that person, or that love. But you're blocking new love from coming in. It's almost like you're obsessed with the past, or you're obsessed with that old situation. If not you, it could be the person you're dealing with. But it's coming to the point where you have to drop it. You have to put it away. You have to bless it and release it. And that's going to happen. Because with the Death card, when something is over, it's over. There's nothing you can do about it. You have to accept it. Now, coming into the future, you have this King of Wands energy. That could be a fire sign. Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. This person, somehow I feel like these two guys are connected. They either know each other or I don't know. And you have the Hierophant. The Hierophant, you could be dealing with someone who's very stubborn with the Hierophant energy. So if you're trying to choose, some of you might have two people in your life. Maybe you have to let go of one, the King of Cups, and you're embracing the King of Wands. Now, the King of Wands is a little bit more outspoken. They're not afraid to speak their mind. They're not afraid to take action. They can be a little bit bossy at times, but they have a good heart. They want to really like to help people, but sometimes they're a little bit over the top with their advice. And they have a lot of wisdom to share. The Hierophant is sharing your wisdom. Sometimes the Hierophant can even represent marriage. So for some of you, you might be meeting someone that is looking for a commitment, that's looking for a serious relationship. Now you have the Five of Wands here. This is in your fear sector. So that's a card of competition or conflict. You may feel that you're conflicted about your choices. Like you're not sure if you want to get involved with someone or not. You're not sure what to do. You may feel like there's competition. Maybe you feel like you have to battle competition to get this person's love. And you're not sure if you're up for the competition. Like you may feel insecure within yourself. So you have to stop that. Stop being insecure. If you really want something, you got to fight for it. Don't let competition stop you. Because in your environment, you have the Eight of Wands. The Eight of Wands energy is doors opening up, opportunities, arrows of love, travel, movement. So, I mean, sometimes it can mean like job opportunities or just, but in a love reading, it could mean messages of love or meeting someone where suddenly your feelings just, develop really quickly. And you may feel like, well, things are happening just too quickly. Maybe you're not ready for what's happening. Maybe you're still connected to the past or some relationship that ended where you had very tender feelings for someone. And you were almost addicted to the person. And it's hard to let go. But I feel like, so this new energy is coming in. I feel like new energy is coming in relationships. That's kind of exciting. It's very different. It's not as wet or, like the watery energy. I feel like it's not as burdensome. The new relationship won't be as heavy. It won't feel like a burden. It won't weigh you down. It'll be lighter and freer. But you may feel like things are moving too quickly and you want to slow things down. You're not ready. Because I see like you still have to release. But you have the Six of Swords here in your wish fulfillment. So to get what you want, you're going to have to move away from, like the Six of Swords is moving away from difficulty, moving away from conflict, and moving toward greater harmony. But you're going to have to speak up and communicate, talk about what you need. Sometimes you just reach a point in your life where you know it's time to leave, it's time to go. This card is like, it's time to go, it's time to move on. So you have to, and then you have the Five of Cups here as an outcome, which is sometimes a card of regret. Like you're and this is a card of someone who's focused on the past, who's crying over spilt milk. Like you're thinking about everything that you've lost. Like you might be thinking of a relationship that ended and not seeing what you still have to build on, that you still have love. There are still cups. I mean, I don't know if this shows, yeah. So 3 cups have been spilt, but there are still 2 cups that are full. So what that means is that you still have something you can build on. Yes, everyone goes through life, and we all have losses. Some things work out, some things don't. We make mistakes. I mean, that's part of living, part of being human. Nobody goes through life without making any mistakes or having any regrets. Otherwise, you're not living. So you may have a sense of loss or a sense of regret, wishing you had handled something a little different. Maybe there's a little bit of guilt thrown in there. But you have something still to build on. Now, the Five of Cups, the energy is more like I'm focused on the past. I'm not seeing what I have right in front of me in the present. So you really need to take the lesson of the Death card and let go, release whatever happened in the past. You can't, you can't undo what's been done. And you have to just bless it and let it go. And then you can embrace these new beginnings. Because if you don't clear out the energy of the past, you're not making room for the present and the future. And you have the potential to move on to a better future. You have a potential to put down your burden and to break free of the chains that the devil wants to tie on you. Like the devil wants to chain you to something. It's an energy of compulsion, where you're like, sometimes, you're just like stuck on something or someone, and it's hard to break free. You feel like they have a hold on you. You can break free. The Ten of Wands is here. The Six of Swords is here. It's helping you to move on. But for some reason you have this conflict. Like, I don't know, you're conflicted about it. But you have the potential to move on. Don't let, regret and sorrow over past losses keep you stuck. That's my message for this reading. Because you do have potential. Like, you have this king up here. He looks like he might be coming into the picture. If you can release this one person, there could be someone new, bringing new energy in. But you're so focused on the past and what you've lost that you're not seeing the new energy coming in. And you might miss out. You don't have to rush into anything. Take it slow if you need to. And speak up about what you need. But don't throw things away because you're still crying over the past. Because you can't relive the past. It's done. You have to accept it. So let's see. The new moon in Pisces is in your first house. And with Neptune and Venus. And Mars is trining Saturn. Mars is in your fourth house. So Mars in the fourth house, you might be... There's two ways to deal with the Mars in the fourth house energy. The new moon is giving you a new chance at love, a new chance to build a dream, to create a dream. Venus and Neptune. If someone's coming into your life this month, it's going to be very romantic. You may feel like you met a soulmate with that energy. Or you may be attracted. You're looking like this beautiful enchantress. Because Neptune is like, what do they call it? Glamour. It's Hollywood. It's magical. You're just charming everybody this month. So if you're looking for love, you need to get out there. And you're attracting love this month. Now, Mars in the fourth house, you could be either working on the best way to use this energy is clean the house or do some kind of spring cleaning. Use your energy because otherwise you're going to be fighting in the home. If you're sharing the home with someone and Mars is there, if you're not, using it constructively by doing exercise, working out, cleaning the house, doing some heavy duty physical labor, you're going to be fighting, And it's trining Saturn in the 12th. You have Saturn in the 12th. So what that means, Saturn represents karma. And so does the 12th house in some ways. And it's about releasing the baggage. Because when Saturn crosses your ascendant, when he moves into Pisces in a couple of years, it's a time of ending a cycle. When Saturn goes around the zodiac and he gets to the 12th house, he's dredging up all that unconscious material, all that, ways that you have held yourself back, ways that you have sabotaged your success. It's a good time to do some psychological clearing when Saturn's in the 12th house. And Mars is giving you that energy. Mars is trining Saturn. And going through the fourth house, some of the things that you need to think about this month are family patterns. How have I been conditioned by my family to believe certain things about myself? And these patterns get so ingrained in us that we're not even aware of them. They're operating unconsciously because the 12th house is the house of psychological, the unconscious. Sometimes they say you have hidden enemies in the 12th house, but it's also the way we self-sabotage. And how do we do that? By not knowing how we've been programmed by our family and our conditioning and how we were raised and our relationships with our parents and siblings. That's what's coming up right now. That's what you need to work on. How have my family upbringing and my family patterns, how have they made me either fearful or made me feel like I can't do something or I'm not good enough? Because Saturn in the 12th house makes you feel that way. It makes you feel insecure. I'm not good enough. I don't have the skills, or I can't do this, or I can't do that. I'm limited. I won't be accepted. I feel alone. That's what you have to battle. So if you're going to battle anything while Mars is in your fourth house, battle that. Battle the conditioning and the baggage that you accumulated through the years that are unconscious, that are programming you unconsciously. Look at that and release it. That's what this is all about. Releasing past karma, releasing baggage, releasing whatever habits or patterns that you have accumulated that are holding you back. And then you have Uranus in the third house, so that could bring some changes with siblings, brothers, sisters, surprises. Maybe you need to free yourself from some of that baggage so that you can have a better relationship with your siblings. Mercury is also in the 12th house. So Mercury is in Aquarius, and it will be moving into Pisces in the middle of the month. So it's making its last, couple of weeks, last influence in the 12th house. And that's a house about talk. You maybe need to talk about those things. Talk about whatever you've been keeping to yourself. I feel like you really, counseling would be really good, especially at this new moon, because it'll help you to release all that past baggage so that you could embrace the new cycle and the new energies coming in. Then Venus moves into Aries on the 22nd. And then we have the full moon in Libra on the 28th. Now, the full moon is going to happen in your 8th house. And it's going to be the Sun and Venus in your 2nd house. So something is going to come to the surface. Something's going to be revealed around some kind of financial issue. There's going to be some type of completion at this time. Now, the Sun with Venus, that could bring... Venus in the 2nd house brings money. Although Venus, when it's combust with the Sun, is really close to the Sun, it may take a while before you see the results of this full moon. But I feel like it's a positive energy. I think that something will complete in a positive way at this full moon. You may have to compromise. You may have to meet someone halfway when it comes to some type of financial dealing. Because the 8th house has to do with inheritance, insurance payout, finances that you get not from the money that you make, but the money you receive through like a bank or a government or a business loan or whatever. And because the moon is there's a little bit of instability. And Libra is about finding the balance, learning how to compromise. So you may not get everything you want, but if you can create a win-win situation, if you can negotiate some kind of fair deal, it can bring harmony. It can be a good thing. Neptune and Mercury are in the 1st house. So it's really important that you communicate clearly this month when Neptune and Mercury are coming together, because you may find that people just don't understand you. Like you're trying to say something, and people are like, what? They're just not getting you. They feel like you're spacey or you're an airhead this month. So because, Pisces is not really about the details. Pisces is about the bigger concept, higher concept, especially Neptune. Neptune is like you're channeling, divine inspiration. And you may be speaking above the heads of the people around you. And people are like, I don't know where are you coming from? So you may be giving off a confusing vibe when Mercury is in Pisces. The good thing, though, is if you're doing something creative, if you want to do artwork, that's the perfect energy for doing any kind of artwork, any kind of writing poetry, creative writing, you want to write a novel. But if you want to do something that's detailed, like sign a contract and work out the details, Mercury's not your friend. You need to get someone else, or wait till Mercury moves into Aries before you sign any contracts. Now, Mars is in Gemini in your 4th house again. It's going to be connecting with the North Node. So you don't want to go over the top with the energy, but you really do have to. I feel like this month, don't overreact. Don't rush through anything, but get at those cobwebs in your subconscious mind. I feel that if you can, reevaluate your family pattern and see how that's been controlling you, or how your behavior has been affected by those family patterns and that family conditioning, you can make real progress in releasing yourself from all that bondage and that baggage. And I think that can only be a plus. When you drop all that baggage, here's the Eight of Wands, the breath of fresh air, the Six of Swords. You can just leave it all behind and be free and feel lighter. And so I think that's what you're going to be working on this month. Releasing any kind of patterns or baggage, psychological blocks that have been holding you back from recognizing your true value and from attracting the love that you need, because you have Venus in the first house. When Venus is in Pisces, before it moves into Aries, this is like the first 2 weeks of the month, and with that new moon, you can attract new love, a new relationship with yourself, where you value yourself and you learn how to love yourself. Because when Venus moves from Pisces to Aries, it's going to be in your second house. That's when it's time to say, what do I value? And am I wasting my energy on things that are not really in my best interest? Am I settling for too less when it comes to love or money? Because Venus in the second is going to bring up the self-esteem issues. And we only earn as much, we attract as much love as we feel we are worthy of. And we attract as much money as we feel we are worthy of. And that's what this Five of Pentacles sometimes, that energy is, I'm not good enough. I won't be accepted. I won't be loved. I have nothing to offer. You have to drop that. Stop thinking that way. And the reason why you think that way is because of some family pattern, some ancient pattern. Because Saturn represents, parents, parental influence, and karma. Sometimes it could even be from a past life. But you have an opportunity to break free of all that, whatever's been holding you back. And Saturn, actually the Devil card, does represent like Saturn and Capricorn. So that Saturn energy is represented by the Devil card. It's time for you to break free of whatever has been making you feel insecure, whatever has been making you feel less than, whatever you feel is blocking you from, expressing your love and receiving love, receiving financial support. You can have all those things. Just don't cry over the past. Focus on the future and release. Just kiss. I'm not saying, like the Death card, it's not, looking back with resentment or hate. It's like, I bless you. You had a place in my life. You had a purpose. I learned a lot of lessons. I have new wisdom now. I wouldn't be who I am today without the experiences of the past. And I release you. I bless you. I forgive you. And put it away. Just let it go. Like a balloon, like a hot air balloon, that's a helium filled. Just let it fly away. And embrace the future. Anyway, I think I've said enough. So that's my message for March, Pisces. You have new energy coming in. Release the old cycles, release the past baggage, and embrace the new energy that's freeing you. It's going to be a freeing experience. And you could bring in fresh energy that's a lot lighter. And you could really bring in that, be creative. Pisces is a very creative sign. If you've ever wanted to embrace creativity, now's the time to do it. When you have Venus and Neptune in your sign. So I hope you enjoyed this reading. If you did, click on the link in the description box. Click on the like button, and click on the subscribe button. And if you want a private reading, click on the link in the description box. And it'll take you to my website and we can schedule your reading. In the meantime, thank you for your support. Have a wonderful... and then you might even be having a birthday. Some of you are March birthdays in the early part of March. Happy birthday. It's time, with that new moon in Pisces, it's time for a new you. It's a new beginning. So don't be afraid to start something new that really speaks to your heart and your soul. So I hope you enjoyed this reading. Have a wonderful March, and I'll talk to you again next month. Okay, bye now.